Good morning, everyone. My name is Diku Mandavia. I'm the Chief Medical Officer for DeepSight Technology. And today, I'm going to share with you our exciting journey to transform interventional medicine. But first, just a little bit about my background. I'm an emergency physician. I've been working in Los Angeles for over 30 years, primarily at Cedars-Sinai Medical Center, but I've also had an appointment at the University of Southern California. And I've also been at staff at LA General Medical Center, one of the busiest trauma centers in the country. In fact, that's where I became an expert in ultrasound and particularly in emergency and trauma settings. That led me to ultimately to industry, and I've been in industry for over 20 years. I was a CMO for Sonosite and then subsequently for Fujifilm Healthcare. One of the things I had a witness to in my clinical practice is the change that we've seen in medicine over the last 30 years. We've gone from open operations, say sternotomies or laparotomies, to laparoscopic surgeries, all the way to percutaneous procedures. And that growth has been exponential. This graph shows that a lot of these procedures, particularly in interventional cardiology, but you have a lot of other segments that are contributing to the growth of percutaneous procedures. You have interventional radiology, interventional neurology, neuromodulation, orthobiologics, as well as ablation. One of the common problems, unfortunately, all of these percutaneous procedures face is the gateway into the body. That is the needle access into the body. And despite decades of improvements in ultrasound, there has not been any substantial technological improvements in bringing a needle into the body. It remains a very expert sort of skill. You need very good hand-eye coordination. There's a shortage of these sort of specialists in the country. But of course, it's a critical part, right? You have to get your needle in the right direction. You have to avoid certain structures along the way, and you need visualization all the way along. And part of the problem of this challenge is something I describe as the non-evolution of the medical needle. And so this is a needle from the Civil War, and this is a needle that you may see in a local hospital here today. And the technology has remained stagnant. And so DeepSight recognized that if we're going to make a dent and make a transformation here, we had to change this needle. So we did that. We actually went to the next stage. We have gone not just from changing the conventional needle to a smart needle, we've actually built smart instruments. And this is an area that we think is going to grow significantly. So we will be able to provide trajectory guidance, real-time tip tracking, and an industry-first anatomical ultrasound view from the tip of the needle. How do we do this? We do this with a breakthrough sensor, an ultrasound sensor, which is tinier than a hair fiber. It's 50 microns. It's inert. It's non-electrical, plug-and-play. It's omnidirectional in its detection. That's really important. That means it's super easy for the clinician to find the needle. It allows freehand flow, and it's impervious to heat and cold, which is really important for certain applications such as ablation. And lastly, it's a low-cost solution. So if you look at our technology, needle view actually allows you a great view into the structure you're looking. You see the green dot in the center of the screen. That is what the clinicians will see. They will see a bright green dot anywhere the needle is. And that sort of visualization is night and day in many procedures. So our sensor is tiny. It's microscopic, as you see on the top right. And then you're going to get a view from that needle tip as well. And that's what you see in the bottom right. So imagine a future state where your clinician, your proceduralist, is getting the step-by-step instructions on how to do this procedure. That's the journey we are on, and we've already made substantial progress. So you're going to get needle tip location. You're going to know where your target is. You're going to get early detection of areas to avoid. So we're basically creating sort of a Google Maps for procedure medicine, and it's going to contribute to the precision care that's required in all of these patients. How do you do this? Well, this is a heavy lift, and this is one of the reasons no other solution has been that successful. To do this correctly, you need to couple imaging plus the instrumentation plus advanced software, and then you put this all together in a single system. And that's what we've done. So we have advanced ultrasound, we have our stylettes with our ultrasound sensor, which is microscopic, and advanced software, which includes AI and remote supervision. What we are doing here is creating a new category. We've seen ultrasound, which is clearly the world's imaging modality. We've seen a lot of segments. We're creating a new segment, and which is going to lead to a new standard. And we're ready to scale. So we have our own unit that we're going to be able to sell, and we'll go commercial by the end of this year. But we have a bolt-on solution for the well over 100,000 installed ultrasound units just here in the USA. And for the companies that provide these advanced instruments, catheters, stents, et cetera, we will be able to do an integrated solution custom for them. We have a very broad IP portfolio in this entire space. We have 108 applications granted or pending, 6 more in preparation, and we have 4 exclusive agreements as well. Our total available market is large. We believe we are going to easily take a dent into the ultrasound market, but we're going to go broader into the imaging market because a lot of these procedures are guided by fluoro or CT, and of course we're going to have access to the multi-billion-dollar surgical tool market. So it's interesting, you know, as we talk to physicians, and we've talked to hundreds and hundreds of physicians, the first thing they say is, when can I have this? I need this now. And the second thing they say, I'm going to be able to use it for these many things, but I see it being used for this many things in the hospital. All of my colleagues will use it. So we're going to start on the right-hand side with abdominal biopsy. That will be our first indication. But we have eye to all of these biopsies you see on the right-hand side. But we're going to be able to get into other very important growth procedures, such as ablations, cardiac and tumor, structural heart. We believe that our view from the tip of the catheter can really augment the imaging required for that complex procedures. We're going to have access into spine and pain, where precision is really important. Vascular access and complex vascular procedures, such as the TIPS procedure. Neurosurgical applications, neuromodulation, and targeted drug therapies. We've done a lot in 5 years. We already have built our sensor. We already have our first OEM customer. We've gone from prototype all the way to an FDA submission, which we did about a month ago, and we expect sales toward the end of this year. How do you do great things? How do you bring a transformation to market? You have to have a great team. We have expertise in hardware, software, sensors, ultrasound, instruments, clinical and commercialization, all together, and we're growing as we're building toward commercialization. So we're very excited to be here. I'm here with my founder and CEO, Nader Sadzadeh. He's here in the front with me. And if you're interested in learning more of what we're doing, if you're an investor, you're potentially a strategic, or you develop instruments, or potentially a partner, we'd love to talk with you, and we look forward to hearing from you. Thank you.